Okay, this video is about Kell Brook versus Carson Jones, the rematch. There's been a lot of rematches recently. David Price, Tony Thompson 2, Seth Mitchell, Jonathan Banks 2, and now we've got this one. And there seems to be a pattern with rematches. Seth Mitchell, Jonathan Banks, you saw how Banks was still able to hurt Seth Mitchell early. Thompson Price too. You saw how Thompson was able to rock Price and stop him. And you got the third fight. You got the fight now with Kell Brook and Carson Jones. Kell Brook started the fight well. You know, not pot shotting, but counter punching, which he does. And for the first 6 rounds, he was able to do what he more or less pleased. He was able to do what he wanted to do. Then Carson Jones was gradually closing the range and unloading. And when he did, he put Kell in a bit of spot of bother. In fact, more than a spot of bother. Now, when my first prediction for this fight, I said that I expected Carson Jones to stop Kell Brook late. And Kell Brook clung on at the last round. And, you know, he won by a points decision. Do I see the fight going differently this time round? Well, yeah, I do actually. Kell Brook's been out of the ring a while, so there's a whole thing of ring rust. I don't care how much you have been doing in the gym. Being in the ring is very important, and fighting the ring, that's crucial. And Kell's been out for a while. The 3 or 2 fights cancelled with Devon Alexander. What was that all about? Was it really an injury? Was it the fact that he really didn't fancy fighting at world level? Is there any truth that when Frank Warren said that when Frank Warren had him, Kell Brook didn't really fancy it then? You know, Frank Warren, you know, didn't have the great things to say about Kell Brook. I know Frank Warren says a lot of things, but was it true what he was saying there? And the interference in Kell Brook's, you know, boxing career from members of the family, is that true? Was Warren talking crap, or was that truth? I don't know. You know, whenever I hear a story like that, I kind of break it in half and think, well, you know what, maybe he doesn't fancy this, but who knows. So coming into the prediction for this fight, Kell Brook, Kell Brook, Carson Jones 2. I see this fight being probably more exciting than the first fight, and I think this fight's going to tell us a lot more about Kell Brook, because can Kell Brook make the adjustments? To me, I don't think Kell Brook is great on the inside. I don't think he's got any great defense. He relies on, you know, his feet to get himself out of trouble. He's not one that kind of puts his hands up and covers up that way. And for that, the reason why I backed Carson Jones was because I think Carson Jones was a great inside fighter. Carson Jones has come off a knockout result win in his last fight, so that's a positive thing going in. I believe Carson Jones has got a new trainer as well. For me, I think Carson Jones wins this fight. I'm going to go Carson Jones to win the fight. But if Carson Jones to win the fight, he's got to win the fight by stopping Kell Brook. And I see Carson Jones has that right hand and is open to, and Kell Brook is open to the right hand. Now, it's an I think it's going to be an explosive fight because Carson Jones has to push the pressure. He has to put the pressure on Kell Brook from the start. So that will leave him open to counter punches from Kell Brook, you would think. But being not sharp may lead Kell Brook to be more open to shots and ring rusty during that period of time. Possibly if Kell Brook is ring rusty, there may be a great chance for Carson Jones to jump on him early. So I think I'm going to go with the Carson Jones stoppage. I'm not sure where Kell Brook's head is. It's a brave call because a lot of people will say, yeah, Brook on points. That's safe to say. Will the poundage and then fighting 152 pound make a difference? Well, Kell Brook thinks that fighting 152 pound will suit him better. He's big for the weight, so, you know, at catch weight, he might suit him more. But you never know, that may suit Carson Jones more. He may be a bigger puncher. Bearing in mind that Carson Jones has sparred with Canelo, and Canelo's quite a big light middleweight. So for me, I'm going with Carson Jones. I'm going to go with Carson Jones by stoppage on this one. It's not popular. And if Kell Brook wins on points, fine. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Kell Brook won by points. But I'm going with Carson Jones by stoppage on this one. Not a popular prediction here. I just feel that you've got one guy who was saying that he fell out of love with boxing. This is a guy who hasn't even fought for a world title. And the question marks about why he didn't fight for a world title. Again, you know, was he really injured? I mean, Eddie Hearn's not going to tell you anything different. So, you know, I know there are Kell Brook fans out there, but for me, he's unproven. And that fight against Carson Jones, the first fight, confirmed to me that he has no inside game. And another thing, I know that, I don't know if it's still the same, but all the fighters from Sheffield do a lot of body sparring. They don't do a lot of head sparring. And of course, if he's been doing that in the gym training like that, then it's different, taking blows on the chin. So I don't know if all this is true or not, but what I do know is that he's got a fight against a guy who wants to take his head off. And a lot of the guys that Brook has fought have been guys that, you know, he's just been able to do what he wants. I'm not convinced about Kell Brook on the back foot. I'm not convinced about Kell Brook's inside game. And for that, like I said, I'm going with Carson Jones by stoppage. I can't predict a round on this, but I think inactivity, ring rust, and mental application could be an issue tonight for this, tomorrow night for that fight, for the fight. I'm rambling, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure a lot of guys are going to tell me I'm talking a whole load of rubbish. But there you go. I'm out.